So then, we are back with more understanding on the time of the Second Tabernacle services, where we find in the Aramaic English translation of the word. This translation comes from the original manuscripts of the prophets of the Tzayelic lineage, so then we can understand the time of the end as per Yeshayahu the prophet, and the prophecy related with the time of restoration, including the tabernacling and also the Gentile level. Great news from the great country of China, related then with many countries, most important related with the Bric, and also South Africa included. So then, thus, the kingdom of the north having relationship with the east, and the kingdom of the south then being born. Absolutely amazing, because the world is truly changing, and then as per the prophecies and also of these new events, we find then the relationship with the east and the south kingdoms. So then, as far as trade is concerned, as it was then explained before regarding then mining, regarding then the energy sector, regarding then IMF being also included in the midst of this plan, and also the integration of banking as then the vehicle of this new trade partnership. Absolutely amazing. The fact where then IMF is then related with the entire system indicates then the health of this specific birth of this relationship, indicating then the system coming very strongly, very balanced, and then the excitement of the moment of having these countries, and then obviously the excitement of the continent of Africa. It is absolutely exciting, so many great news coming, where then we find South Africa then having this great reunion of great powers, where then they began their quest of integrating the entire African continent with this marvelous new system, where then Africa obviously is coming out of poverty, obviously then is part of a great system, where each of the countries, they have a fair share of becoming rich and prosperous, and then becoming a great partner of the world's market. Absolutely amazing. Whatsoever was spoken previously was absolutely true. And then the excitement goes further, because they have new plans. There are many areas of the world, for instance, New Zealand, Australia, and also the countries of the Pacific being integrated with the system, not particularly regarding then the Bric plus South Africa. Those are the bulk of these understandings and the new market of the trade of the end. But then you find areas and a special understanding regarding then the broadband. There is the ultra fast broadband then being integrated in Australia and also New Zealand. It is extremely fast. If you think your internet broadband is fast, you can do twice as fast of these countries of the Pacific. So then we find ourselves then understanding the primarily understandings of this new system coming very strongly, but very nicely planned, where then nations are updating their systems, they are updating their subsystems. So then obviously this new broadband is going to bring them faster transactions, where then the continents are being then linked up. And then on the other side of the situation, we find then North America entangled, we find then Europe entangled, and we find then the prophecies even further clearer and very, very, very exciting, so then we can read and be part of it. Absolutely tremendous news, and the great leadership of China, bringing then the world into this new era of trade of the end, and it has then the great understanding of IMF. It is extremely important because IMF is monitoring very closely these areas and they are part of it. For instance, we in America, we tend to have a relationship of IMF and then other areas of finances as then detrimental or then non-productive because we think we are smarter than they are. And we are absolutely wrong. But then the countries of the BRIC plus South Africa, they welcome the presence of IMF and they are watching very closely what goes on. And then we can expect many more developments in the future, because the sector of mining is going to bring a lot of transportation jobs. So then whatsoever was spoken regarding transportation, freighters, it is absolutely true because it's the normal factor of then development. You can expect then areas, for instance, of the great continent of Africa being developed, and then tremendous amount of ships and then materials whatsoever they want for the basics of coming out of poverty, because Africa has become a rich continent and then the richest as far as we can understand. And then obviously the surveying of the areas, mining, areas of refueling, tremendous excitement then from the countries of the BRIC, and then as the Chinese leaders of the entire system, and then observing Africa coming out of poverty is absolutely amazing. For so many centuries, Africa was regarded as the scourge of the earth, but then the Creator has then viewed them as the richest, thus giving them the title of the Kingdom of the South. Tremendous. When it comes from the scripture, an understanding from the viewpoint of tabernacling, it is absolutely uplifting, because they can count with the system, they can go forward with their plans, because it's absolutely certainty that they will come out of poverty and they will become very wealthy. So tremendous news. From any angle you can evaluate, is always moving forward, and then expecting more this broadband system to be then broadened, and then more countries being part of the new system. As far as Europe, we understand without a shadow of a doubt, the Eurozone is breaking. It is causing great instability. And then in the North America, we are bankrupt. We don't understand the basic principles of IMF, and we are going to set up ourselves for failure. But then, great news regarding then the BRIC and the great new system coming and helping other countries, other nations then becoming part of this new system. So please stay tuned. A whole lot more is coming up because the developments are taking place so fast, but so solidly. It's going to bring then investors areas of investment where then it's absolutely rock solid. These then also is going to bring to the world in a new era of constancy, extremely important for investments and also for development of nations. So please stay tuned. A whole lot more is coming up.